The Watershed Agricultural Council received a pledge of millions of dollars from the New York City Department of Environmental Protection. The council is a key player in ensuring high-quality water reaches New York City. 12 News' Kyle Spizak has more on how the funding will be used.
The Watershed Agriculture Council in Walton is set to receive $228 million over the next 10 years. The money will be distributed through 3 new contracts signed with New York City's Department of Environmental Protection, helping preserve forests within the watershed. This will also assist nearly 300 farms that work with the Watershed Agriculture Council.
With a certain sense of irony, forests are often overlooked, yet the watershed itself is 71% forested land. Most attention is given to farms and homes along roadways, yet the bulk of the land, the bulk of the watershed is in fact forested. These monies help promote good stewardship as well as the economic viability that loggers in this region, landowners, crave.
The WAC is the organization tasked with ensuring that clean water from upstate makes it to New York City for personal use. Part of the funding will go towards efforts to create clean runoff water into the reservoirs from watershed farms and forests.
The programs that we implement have a direct effect on the runoff from farm and forest into those respective streams and reservoirs. So it's not necessarily about quantity, but more so about the quality that we can help control before it actually enters that reservoir system. But WAC plays its part to ensure that water is as clean as possible before it enters the system.
Watershed Agriculture Council Executive Director Ryan Natz tells 12 News he believes the partnership between the WAC and the DEP is the best water quality and conservation effort in the nation.
We are an anomaly, an international model at this point, and quite frankly, it's the greatest partnership I think that water quality and conservation have seen anywhere in the country.
I'm Kyle Spizak, 12 News, Delaware County.